Welcome, Summoners. Here we are. I'm stoked for a day of some absolute cracked gaming. We're going to get into it here, but we're here for the 1M Scouting Grounds. I am Jinx and the Janks. You can call me Janks. I'm joined today by the one, the only, indisputable Makaria. Welcome, Makaria.
Hey Janks, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm well. It's been a minute. We were reminiscing. We haven't got together in a couple months now, and I was able to latch on. I'm thrilled about today.
Yeah, I can't wait. To be fair, we've got aspiring players. We've got players that we've seen this year competing in the highest level of the AL, or we've got some players who we've never seen before. So I'm curious, what can they show us? We've got two teams and some good matches coming up.
Absolutely. So we're gonna get 3 games today. I said 3, and then I held up 2 fingers. Not a great start. So we've got 3 games today. 2 teams, 3 games. Some of these players have played together before, so that'll be interesting. And it's a scouting grounds. And I don't know about you, but I personally love this kind of thing because it's not only a chance for these players to show what they're made of and show their individual mechanics, which can get a little crazier. But then, of course, they did get a coach. They did get their team a little in advance, not a lot in advance. So there's not a ton of coordination, but you get to see how those players can make that connection in, basically a solo queue environment right off the rip with other players of pretty equal talent.
Exactly, and I love the way you've mentioned that they have a coach and they get some preparation going, but also in another point of view, I would say they still have that that drive, the time to shine moments, and we might see some things that we can't really explain why the players did certain moves, for example, why they went into situations that would be maybe 30-70 in terms of their favorite chances, or if we look at competitive play, usually players don't even take the 50-50, but here they just go in and they want to show what they made of. As you said, they want to show that they deserve the chance to play for the team. So that's why I'm really curious what they can show us today, and if they prepared any spicy picks, because right now, as we head into the new season, basically the whole meta will change.
Absolutely. And of course, we can't go too much farther without talking about the elephant in the room, the new champ, which will be available. And you want to walk us through a little bit of way, because I already told you I don't even understand how this champ works.
Okay, so basically, because they're playing on the newest patch on live server, they could pick Hui, but that could is a very big could, because Hui is, I would say, currently the most difficult champion in the game, especially because he has got all the basic abilities combined together. So you can use 10 different abilities on the champion. I would be surprised if any of the players would become a Hui god in this very short period of time, since the champ is out on PvE. So yes, the champ is available. He can be played as a control mage. He can be played a bit more supportive style, but I wouldn't think they will pick it. If any players will pick it, I will be a big fan of that player. I'm telling you, it's straightforward. I'll be a big fan.
Listen, like you said, maybe they haven't had a shot to play it at a master level yet, but nobody's playing it at a master level yet. So maybe that's the angle, right? Is it a lot of times in these scouting grounds, it comes down to comfort picks and just knowing whether you know the matchup better than your opponent. And with a brand new champ, nobody knows any of the matchups. So I like the idea of throwing it in a scouting ground. But that being said, we're live into draft. We've already got our first pick locked in. Seeing Rel, still value held there. We obviously could be a flex between the jungle or support. And then high priority Varus pick first. That's ballsy.
Yeah, we've got the rare first pick is a bit. It gives me the deja vu feeling, we've seen this champion in the last, I would say, good year. Ever since she got reworked, she's great first pick just by the flexibility comes with this. I'm a bit surprised if I look at the bans though, because on red side you can see Brand. He is one of the newest jungle champions in League. Surprisingly, he got banned, and also Ezreal. So that might be a target ban. I wouldn't consider Ezreal as one of the strongest AD carry right now, or not even a ban-worthy AD carry. As the picks are coming through, we've got the Viego logged in for Santa, and if I have to select one player on the red side, I would say we need to keep an eye on Santa because in general, these players are very young. That was one of the first thing I've noticed. I don't think any of them above the age of 22. If any of them are, that's my bad. But they are just way too young. And playing Viego, you have your reflexes, your mechanical skills are just I don't know, above the highest level. And yeah, Santa is definitely one player to look out for. As we get some nice and spicy picks coming on the blue side as well.
Yeah, I love it. This we're gonna see if I'm not mistaken, Worlds rematch here with the oh my god, I forgot to say Aatrox. There we go. Aatrox and Rumble presumably in the top lane. So that'll be a nice match. Yeah, when you were talking about the age of the players, I was just like, man, these kids could literally be my biological kids. This is not like we don't need to talk about it,
Yep.
But
that's a good thing. If someone's playing on this level at a very young age, we might get to see them in a couple of years' time, or even just this year if they gain some success and gain some experience. Maybe we get to see them playing in EMEA Masters, which is just a level below LEC. So,
right.
Everything starts here right now, and that's why I'm really curious what they can show us today. Jace and Renata banned in the meantime, and Syndra, who just got an updated picture. Yeah, well,
splash art, I think, right?
That splash art got a lot of comparison to the old one. Some people like it, some people don't like it as much. Personally, I'm fine with it. It's modern,
Yeah, why not, right? Everybody needs a little. I'm waiting for them to do it for a champ that I actually care about, though. If I'm honest, I'm a little, I'm like, come on now. Where's the? I need a Shen update. I need a, I don't know, Urgot. I know he already got a rework not that long ago, a couple of years, but
Yeah.
Yeah. So and to kind of round out, this is feeling a lot like World's meta actually. So we've got the Nico and the Yone in there. Maybe an Ari?
Maybe an Ari, but that might just leaves us in a spot where Rumble forced to go into jungle. Yep. That's the case, I think. Rumble should be in the jungle in this case. And then we have Yone top versus Aatrox, which is definitely in favor for the Yone. We've seen this in the World's Finals as well. And also, Ari is not a blind pick mid lane in this case. I'm not sure about the Ari Nico matchup. It might not be the easiest one for the blue side team.
Yeah, we know that Nico's going to, both mid laners are going to try to just push out and get something done. Obviously, Yoichi's just got to make sure he's counting his minions and double checking. She can do some nasty things where she wanders out, wanders back in lane, and gets real annoying. Then we get the summoners coming in. Perfect. Thank you, production. No surprises, I think, other than one ignite apiece, 2 TPs. So basically mirror match here.
Definitely.
To a point you made earlier about EMEA and these players being so close with the shakeup that we're seeing in the esports scene right now, and we won't get into the dirty secrets, but it's a good time to be an up and coming talent because a lot of the teams can't afford the big names anymore. So I'd rather be someone coming up right now who, let's face it, is going to play for less money as opposed to being a world champion who knows their value and the team is coming to you and say, "Hey, we'd love to have you back at 70% less money."
Yeah, that would leave a sour taste. That would leave a sour taste for sure.
Yeah, so it's a good time to be an up and comer, and hopefully one of these guys can show us. And you mentioned, I believe it was Santa and Yoichi already have a bit of the name for themselves.
Yep.
So anything that you're looking for with these two players, obviously Viego, a playmaker. I mean, Ari can be as well, but we've seen Faker on Ari, so I don't know how much a splash you can really make. But Viego, playmaker, jungle, Santa really with something to prove here.
Yeah, definitely. In this match, I'm really curious what Santa can do, especially in the early game, because if Viego gets ahead in the early stage of the game, then he can basically carry. But the funny thing is, if I look at the two team comps, very similar in terms of the damage output that both of these drafts have. However, if you look at the matchups, it's, I would say, split up. It's really split up because Yone favored on the top side, so it's going to be blue side. I would definitely say it. If the junglers are not touching the top lane, Yone will just win it. So either way, that's one for the blues. However, the jungle is really 50-50. It depends on which one can start in a better pace. As I said before, mid lane, I would give it to just by the nature of the trades. I would give it to Nico this matchup. So that's one for the Reds, and obviously the bot lane once again two really strong hyper carry attack speed based AD carries with two engaged supports. That will give us some spicy 2v2s, and that would lead to a nice little snowball effect. Now, if we look at the bigger picture, my greatest question is how can the mid laners roam? Because what you want to do as an Eco, as an Ari, is basically push the wave and roam. You can go for top lane, you can go for bot lane, but whatever happens, you need to make sure you get either you get kills or your other carries get kills. Your Ashe, your Aatrox, for example, because if Aatrox gets ahead, then Yone can't really touch him, but that's a different story. I don't see that coming for now.
I think you're absolutely right. And I think one of the key differences that I'm looking for here is if I'm on the blue Owlets, they didn't obviously get to pick their team names, folks. But the if I'm on blue side here, I'm looking to really get I'm looking for early pressure. I'm talking level 1 because we all know Alistair's not a real champ until level 3. And the longer you can delay that window, the longer you can make sure that Varus isn't a factor. Right, so if I'm them, I'm looking to apply pressure to that bot lane immediately. I mean, talking level 1 cheese if you have to make sure that you can keep them down. And the longer you can keep Alistair out of lane, the longer you can keep him sub level 3, the more of an advantage you have. Rel obviously powerful level 1, powerful generally early as a champ. And then of course level 3, they're gonna essentially even out because if she goes in, Alistair sends her out and vice versa.
Yep.
That's the only kind of immediate effect that I'm seeing here.
Yeah, and this is something that in team fights is going to be very interesting. How the two supports can engage, and in that very short period of time, what can the teammates do? For example, as you said, Rare can jump in, and Alistar is straight away an answer. But the thing is, Rare has got some nice follow up. As I would mention the Ari Charm, I would mention the Rumble ultimate, or even the Yone ultimate that can follow the Rel engage. So, yeah, Alistar can push out one member, but what about the others? That will be a huge question mark in terms of the gameplay and team fights. However, if we look at the two teams, I can't really just favor the blue side draft in general because of seeing Santa on the Viego. That's the only thing. So if Santa let me down in this match, then we will see about the next one. But for now, I would give it close to 50-50. Maybe a 51-49 for the blue side because of the draft, but very close to 50-50.
And there you have it. There's Macaria's call. I agree. As we see here, we're looking at the game is live. And we are in both teams going for a nice little 5-point defense. Pretty standard opening. No level 1 sass, so they didn't hear me. That's all right. Both teams with identifying little vision, but I think only red outlets actually got some in. They were just pinging down, assuming that their blue is already marked up. It is not. What's going to kill me, and this kills me every time, Makaria, is when these guys have multiple accounts. So the names that were given for the scouting purposes are not the names that appear on the screen for most of these guys. That drive, I do not have the brain power to replace it like for like every time. So, for example, Never Skip Legs is Nakar, if I'm not mistaken, son of Achilles, Hosto, Libra on the Nico, unless I'm looking at the wrong team, but I don't think I am. Santa and no, wait, I am.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go through the names once, and then we're just gonna call the champs most of the time. I think that would be the easiest way because it is painful to see different names on their account names. So yes, on blue side we've got Manolo on top lane. We don't have any actions just yet, so we can go through on this. We've got Seaball in the jungle. Yoichi in mid lane, Blaze, and Sass on. Well, I guess blue side do have their proper names. Well, we have some nice trades going on in bot.
Trade level 2, I don't know, level 2 on the bottom there.
And to be fair, on red side we've got Libra on top lane. Yes, Santa in the jungle, as we've mentioned. Hosto in mid lane, Hosto at mid lane, and their bot lane pair is Kerusha and Nakar.
There we go. Yep. And I will never say those names again. So for those of you at home, I hope you wrote it down, took notes. That's it. That's all you get. Immediately, we see Sasko in on the level 2 there. Lot of damage down on the Nico. The Ignite's going and does not allow that tick to take the kill. It does go over to Yoichi. And that's what we were talking about. That is one way to get that advantage going, is to just go ahead and impact the mid lane, which can possibly free him up. Santa here as well now, going for Manolo gap, going to try a little alcove gaming. Misses the stun, does hit the first Q. The chains are down. Manolo's going to walk out, but now Sabal is here, and there is going to be a 2v2. Both teams squaring up. Not a lot of abilities left. Libra waiting for the cooldowns. Does use the E to get out and dodge a little bit there. Manolo still very healthy, going to be able to stack up here. The Q comes down. They're not sure they should be there. The flash, not enough. And first blood for the, second blood. I was going to say for the other team, but it wasn't. Second blood going over blue quickly, stacking up the advantage. And as we were talking about, both lanes now just a little uneven.
Yes, the solo lane has just got ahead for the blue team as Libra coming back to trade with Manolo, but I think wait.
Should be okay, but
yeah, he will be okay here. And Libra's Q will take a bit longer to come off cooldown. But that was really nice 2v2 from the blue side pair. Basically what they've done is Manolo buying so much time and forcing Santa to flash out as soon as Seaball arrived at the alcove was just beautiful as we
bot lane. Sass going back in here, just trying to peel off. Ignite did go down in the meantime. A lot of damage going back down on the son of Achilles, and he is down. Stayed too long. Sass gonna go back in, waiting until that done. And that's never skip legs down well. Quickly stacking up as we look for kills to 0 for blue. Santa caught out a little bit here, still trying to run. Did manage to secure the crab, but going to give up that first Drake, which is all you can do when half your team is dead.
Exactly. As soon as red side losing. Oh, wait a second. No, I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Libra Manolo's gonna come back. Libra knows it. It comes right down to the last. And that is how you 1v1. Manolo takes another one off the top.
That was a beautiful solo bolo by Manolo. As soon as the lethal tempo just went on, we could see the attack speed will pay off, and it doesn't matter. Libra had some tiny bit of item advantage. It won't save the Aatrox in that case. And well, that's a 5-0 start after 6 minutes for the blue side team. Plus, they took the first dragon after the successful 2 kills on bot lane. This is looking rough for red side. I'm telling you, because as I've mentioned earlier, yes, blue side had some advantage coming from the draft, but it wasn't this big. And if you lose the laning phase hard, you can't really team fight against this blue side team.
A Blaze taking quite a bit of damage, does not know Santa's in the region, so that bot lane probably going to be an issue in the next couple of seconds. We're going to see a rumble there. In the meantime, not a rumble, I shouldn't say that because that's actually a champ in the game. Libra getting poked out, Yoichi also getting poked out. The trade in the bot lane, Blaze did back off. Santa decided not to go in, so that is going to be a reset. Skip legs and Santa now roaming. Oh, they were together. They're going to split off now. So a whole lot of build up for not much. Yoichi did have to back off as well.
And now we've got some, we've got to the point where there's 1 minute or even less than a minute until the first Herald will spawn. And I wanted to talk about this a bit longer because, funny thing is, very soon this will all change. We will have nice little monsters come into the Baron pit, and that will spice things up because as soon as those spawns, you just want to get all of them because they give you a buff for the entire game to siege the turrets even easier. And right now, yes, it's a Herald. But for next year, it will all change.
That's right. I forgot about that, actually. I've been so wrapped up in Season of Discovery for World of Warcraft, I haven't been keeping up on my patch notes. Son of Achilles here is in a little more trouble than he thinks. There comes Blaze, arrow down, charm down. Can't even get the ultimate off. Rust Cold just collected right there. And Never Skip Legs going to be the sacrificial lamb. He pops the ultimate, but it's not going to matter. They slowly hand that one over to Yoichi. Death by 1,000 paper cuts there. Santa going to try and collect this wave and keep it out. But that was a nice way to keep the pressure on. Son of Achilles going to do what he can to collect some plates, and now he's in trouble. Sass is here, the root, just to keep Blaze off a little bit longer. Sass, with all the time in the world to keep him stunned up, though, does hit the Q as well as the E. And once again, Son of Achilles just going to slowly go down. On the flip side, though, they do get Libra as well with the Rumble ult, and this is becoming a little bit of a massacre. We have a 5.3k gold lead at 9 minutes.
Yes, it's getting pretty one-sided. Each minute has got 1 kill if we look at the numbers, and the lead for the blue side team is quite big right now. Almost 2k gold just on top lane. That's very painful because at this stage you're 2 levels behind, you almost an item behind. That's impossible to do anything if you are Libra in this matchup. Look at that. Look at the damage in like just a few auto attacks. Even the Q hits, and Manolo doesn't even worried about getting 2 turret shots.
Yeah, to your point, does not really matter, and he does not even have that mythic yet, so that's gonna start to hurt.
Janks.
Meanwhile, just a garage sale over there.
And look at the bot lane as well. Like the difference. No boots on the Varus. However, Blaze with the fully built Berserkers, that's just way too much movement speed. And if you're Ashe, you even slowing your opponent. That's a free chase anytime. While
Manolo pops the ult right there. Excuse me, Libra thought he had something, does not. Yoichi, meanwhile, able to just dance away with the Spirit Rush. Sass on the bot, we see the flash go in there. Never Skip Legs trying to peel. So, Sass is here as well. Not Sass, Sabal.
That's clean. That's really clean, to be fair.
Just layered the CC. That hurt, man.
And I'm curious right now because after a game like this, because trust me, it's not going to go for too long unless maybe the blue side team just, I don't know, give 10 free kills to the red side team. But I don't think this game will go for so long. The lead is just way too big right now. I'm curious what we can change and what we will see for the next game already. Because this is, the way I see it, it's over at this stage. Like, all the blue side team need to do is just get a couple of Drakes, take down a few turrets, but basically they own the map at this stage. And Santa can't do anything because all the lanes are just completely lost.
Yeah, to your point, I mean, the only reason the game's not over already, if we're being honest, is just because the death timers are so short you can't actually get anything done.
Look at that.
As we see Manolo go in and immediately realizes he's actually in a 1v2, he's going to take his sweet time recalling. Of course, they know, so they're going to take their time. Santa just takes 1 or 2 and immediately gets shut down. 1v2, but against who? Libra is able to take it back and gets the first kill for Red Side. That's a nice study. Nice study.
Yep. Finally something.
Trouble.
Oh wait.
If the charm lands, he's dead. They do manage to get away just a little bit. That wasn't so. I got duped. That was Nico. And the ultimate is down. Gonna burn for a little while. Not enough damage though. Is gonna be able to walk away.
That was still nice action on mid lane, and now no flash on the Nico. Ooh,
Side step right
beautiful.
there. This is a 3v2. They don't know it. Never Skip Legs looking for the opportunity. Can't
they know it?
Lock them down. It is now 3v3. They do not want this fight. Santa in the bushes just to make sure at this point, probably trying to keep his own lane alive as much as anything else. Sabal is in the vicinity.
I don't think the red side team can do anything here. They just want to push and do a quick recall, a quick reset. Varus hopefully finishes the first item, which will be the Nashor. And Manolo is just hitting that turret. Okay, Libra got a kill. That's not bad, but it's still nowhere near enough. I mean, look at the item difference between the two top laners. It's just huge.
Yeah. Now, this is where, this is solo queue mentality. So the one thing that I'll say that they've got to be careful, and Manolo is probably the prime one, is they've got to just make sure that they're not handing it back over silly stuff. 1v1 as we see Manolo taking a lot of damage trying to get back out of lane. They do not dive under tower, though. He is going to walk away, which surprises the hell out of me.
I mean, that Ruby Crystal saved his life, basically. Yeah. That little extra health was what Manolo needed here. And this is crucial, because if he gets shut down once again, and maybe the Aatrox can take a few hits on that turret to get a couple of turret plates, then that would have been a nice way to come back for Libra in the game for now. But it's still just one tiny piece of the puzzle, because look at the difference between the two mid laners. The 280 carries, that's for me, that's one of the most painful thing. But if Blaze gets shut down here, that would be good.
Santa lands the stun. Follow up from Never Skip Legs. He does not get to move. He does not get to play. He gets deleted. Sass is here to just feed a little more over, and it's horse for dinner tonight. Gonna use the charge to try and get away. Sabal is there just to create a little extra trouble. And Santa does land the stun, holds it perfectly. Rumble ulta down on the back. A lot of damage going down. Sass still alive. That is a tanky horse. Santa taking a ton of damage in return. It is a rumble in the jungle, literally, as we watch. And unfortunately, the slapping sound is the sound of the wallet hitting Red in the face. And in the end, it's 4-0 for the blue side.
That was really sad to see. The red side team just tasted the sweet victory after shutting down Blaze, and they started chasing for no real reason. They wanted to go for the blue buff first. That was understandable. But as soon as they started chasing the horse, that rail was not gonna go down, and they just run into a big wall. And basically, Sebal just got super fed after this team fight. Well, it wasn't really a team fight, it was just proper cleanup. Oh wait, Santa.
No, run, my friend.
He does have Heartbreaker, so I don't think he was in real danger. But still, that Yone is painful right now.
Yeah, especially with the Kraken Slayer built first, so he is, every time the exchange goes beyond the first 3 hits, increasing damage exponentially. Sass is here, going to look for it. Does land the 2-man stun. Manolo with the ult in, and Santa can't go anywhere. Ho, 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 he's dead. And now, Son of Achilles in a lot of trouble as well. Never Skip Legs going in just to peel. The ultimate does come out from Varus. He's got a lot of damage, but so Sass has a lot of life. And still nothing happening. Watch out, Manolo goes back in again. There's the Rumble ult just to clean it up, and that's 2 more. Woo! Wow, Nico, oh, no, able to dance away from one projectile, but not the next. And again, they are bashed with the wallet. And that's another, well, I think it was 3, actually. That went so long. 3 more kills for blue side.
In total, it was actually 4 if we count the Viego as well. But that's just, either way, it's just way too much. And Yoichi has got the Spirit Rush.
Yeah, Libra's got to be careful here. Just trying to buy time while Santa shows up. And this time, Santa's got a gift, and Libra's been a good boy.
Yep, that was pure greed by Yoichi. Here on the top side, was not respecting Santa's position. Obviously, the Viego got shut down earlier on bot side, and Santa was straight away going to clear the top side jungle. Well, that was a bit of a bonus, I would say. While we get to see 3 dragons on the side of the blue team, and that's sole point. And if you look at the gold difference, I mean, on the blue side, it's even for the 4 carries. Only a few hundred gold difference between each player. But if you compare them to the red side, they all leading with around 2k gold. 1k, 2k here and there is just huge. The total difference is like 3 items between the 2 teams.
Yeah, the game has essentially been 4v5 up to this point because Sabal has been so busy securing literally every objective on the map. And the problem is when you do that and your team is also up 17 kills, it now means that you're stuck behind the 8 ball because you cannot contest the Baron in 2 minutes. You cannot contest the Soul Drake. You maybe, if everything goes your way, maybe in 5 minutes and change are able to contest Elder, and you basically have to at that point. And the problem is you're still, even if everything goes exactly your way, you're still 5k down. So you still have to fight that uphill battle. You've got to win 2 or 3 or 4 fights in a row with making picks, which is exactly what they're going to try and do right here. Blaze hitting the ultimate just to slow legs down and make sure that they can walk away. The slow comes in from the Hex Tech Rocket Belt. Everybody is there, and it's a bounce house for Blaze. Immediately down, but on the other side, Son of Achilles caught out by Manolo and Sass, and it's right back to a 4v4, which is still not in the advantage of Red. And just like that, Sass doesn't care, goes right back in. Viego locked up and dead. Yoichi gets Nico dead. That's Santa dead. Libra right in the middle doing everything he can. The Floor Drinker goes off. That's a big heal, but not enough. Dead again. Sass going hunting. They want it. That's a quadra kill, though. Excuse me, a 4 kill, not actually a quadra. For blue side at the cost of only their ADC.
Yeah, 4 for 1, not really the trade you want to see on the red side if they want to come back in this game. But at this point, getting close to 15k gold difference, that is huge. Like, you know, some games over by the teams reaching the 15k difference between each other. Well, this is just going on, and Sabal with the 25 stack Magi, Soul Stealer, well, I feel like that will be a best seller once Sabal decide to, you know, to drop it on the market. That book looking good. Yep.
Arrow does go wide, but it costs the flash off of skip leg day. He may not skip leg day, but he might want to, I don't know, he needs to change up the workout regimen. It's not working for him right now.
Yeah, with those legs, he can run fast. That's for sure.
That's the only thing he can do. Santa goes in, almost gets Blaze. Wasn't a 1v3, so did well just to get that done, but is dead. Nico goes in, huge Nico ult, but not enough. They kill them too. And Skip Legs is once again doing nothing but running as they get collected with the Magi's. And that's another page in the book. It is fully stacked, but I don't know, maybe it's time for a sequel.
I think we've been here. I think we've been here before, where we saw the 4 for 1 trade, and it's not really working out. In the meantime, Manolo took down the complete top side, besides the inhibitor, and just like that, they're going for the Baron on the blue side. I mean, it's nothing the red side can do at this stage. As I said, when it was, I don't know, 11-0 or something, it was pretty much over because the difference between the players is just way too big at that stage. Or not even the players, the champions, obviously. And it hasn't changed ever since that. No player on the red side reached 2 items at 21 minutes, and that's very painful. If we look at the blue side team, they getting close to 3 items. Even Manolo finished it. So I guess we waiting for one last fight. Maybe a good catch, but that's the thing. You can catch Blaze, but you can't get rid of the Ari. You can't shut down the Rumble or the Yone, who will just split push. This could be the fight.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly on cue. Sass went in, did drop the ultimate, didn't get anything though, because luckily it was the Nico clone going to walk away. But Red's under a lot of pressure. They've got to field these minions and stop them from crashing with the Baron buff in the mid. Santa going looking. Santa. Oh, excuse me. That was the Nico clone again. Damn it, Nico. Ooh, nice from Yoichi. Hits the charm and just basically 100 to 0. There goes the stun as well, and that's the go sign. And I build all that up, and then Sass just walks away. The charm does miss. Sass goes in again. Rumble ult just for good measure. Santa's got to run as he's getting burned out from nothing. There is Manolo with 2 kills already. Double kill for the Yone. And they just cut the legs off the cow. And on the other side, Sass is chasing Santa. And the Ignite is going to be enough. You know, when your support can 1v1 the enemy jungle, you're in a good spot.
Exactly. That was a pretty clean chase or fight. I wouldn't really call this a fight.
I think it was just a beating, a bashing.
Yeah. That was a pretty clean beating, and the game is over at 23 minutes. The blue side team really showed up here.
Absolutely. We saw good things out of both teams, but when you go 5, 7, 9, 13 kills down that early, I mean, it takes an act of multiple deities to get you back in the game.
Yeah, we gone. I mean, I really like the way they drafted for both teams. This is what I was expecting. Some nice damage output. Well, this is not the screen that happened in the game, or yeah, because it's different one, but still, what the way they drafted, I really liked it because so many damage. You know, the way they could team fight would have been so good to see. Even team fights, but it was just really one-sided coming through the laning phase, getting into the mid game with such a huge lead for the blue side team. I don't think there was ever a chance for red side as soon as those kills came in the early game. And it wasn't like some games where we see one player takes all the kills because the jungler is active. Maybe he takes all the kills. It was basically going for all the 4 characters that can deal so much damage. And yeah, that was a clean victory for a blue side team. I'm curious what going to change in the second game, and I really want to see, you know, switching sides maybe, and just getting rid of some of the champions that we've seen in this match, because Yone is broken, I'm telling you.
We'll have to see if anything comes up in the pick bans. In the meantime, don't go anywhere. There's 2 more here on One More Scouting Grounds. See what I did there? That's pretty good. We're going to go to break. We'll see you back in a little under, 15, I think?
10 to 15 minutes roughly, yeah.
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes. So go freshen up the drinks, go grab your snack, and get ready. I have no doubt it's not going to be a bashing in the next one. These guys are going to come back wanting revenge.
I hope so. I hope so.
We'll see you back shortly for the next one. Thanks. Welcome back, Summoners. We are here just waiting on our last player to join up and get right into lobby. But if you're just joining us, this is the One More Esports Scouting Grounds, or if you hear me say 1M Scouting Grounds. These players they're all free agents, looking to prove their skills here today. We saw a lot of skills in game 1. And now before we get into that, I am Jinx and the Janks. You can call me Janks. I'm joined today by Makaria, and Makaria, I don't know nice words to characterize that last game. What are we looking for in game 2?
Well, the previous game, if we look at the top side, because it was a Manolo gap on top, I would say it was pretty sharp. If you look at the jungle, it was Seaball difference or Seaball diff. It was pretty hot because he played Rumble, obviously. I don't know. Yoichi on the mid lane was lovely on the Ahri, and I'm not going to go into the bot lane because that was ice cold what they did there. So yeah, going into the second game, I'm going to be honest with you. I want to see some things are some things need to get a bit more spicy, and by that I mean because it's scouting grounds. I want to see the teams shaking up a bit. You know, just put together some players from one team, some players from the other team, and that will give us a nice little taste on how these players can perform in different situations or even in different team or different setup. And starting with that, we might be able to just change up the draft as well, the draft styles as well. Maybe get less damage but more utility. For example, we might get to see once again a rare first pick, but this time going in the jungle, perhaps. These are the things that I'm looking at, and these are the things that I want to see from both sides. Just change the style a bit, and I'm curious what the coaches will discuss or what the coaches discussed during the little break we've had. And yeah, I think there will be some changes.
Well, convenient for you, we have at least swapped the junglers for game 2 to let our audience know
Good start.
the little secret. So the junglers are going to be changed for game 2. Get us a little extra added spice, as you mentioned, right into it. And I believe production just told us that we are getting ready to go into draft, so we should be seeing that shortly. Hey, look at that. Well timed. Straight to the graphic. And we're already in ban phase 1. We'll see if we have any familiar faces. If they, that's one of the things that's interesting about a scouting grounds, right? Is most of the time, especially game 1, you're going to see those comfort pick bans. So if somebody's got 7 million points on Ahri, then you probably ban out Ahri, right? But going into game 2, you've seen a little bit of the opposing team. You've seen what they want to do. Do you change your strategy to ban out the picks that went into the comp, or do you stick with banning out the one tricks?
Well, honestly, I would say on this level, you just want to ban out the one tricks because you want to see what people can do out of their comfort zone. Yes, maybe some players will get champions that we don't see too often, but still close to what the coach want to see from them. But it's very rare. I would say just go for the main champion bans, go for the one trick pony bans, and see what they can do on something that's a bit foreign for them. And just like that, the two junglers basically stayed on the same side, but everyone else swapped around them. So we will see Santa in the team together with Manolo, Yuichi. That bot lane was just painful to watch. It was brutal. The Ashe coming with the Ghost was basically owning the Varus with the clans. So that was a tiny bit of a difference maker, I would say. And this time around, Seaball need to do some magic with the previously losing lanes, I would say, because those lanes were lost in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of the lanes were underwater within 5 minutes, right? I mean, by the 8-minute mark, we were talking about a 5K gold lead. So anything to stem the flow. And what I'd like to see, so we see the Ziggs out. Now, obviously, could be going, it could be going mid lane, right? Could go bot lane. I think that's what we've seen more of lately. But I like it because the strength of Ziggs is he doesn't need anybody else around. You cannot pressure his lane, right? I mean, he's one of the most annoying little buggers in the game. Oh no. Okay.
Oh no. No, even worse, even worse.
Ew. All right.
Janks, I saw the Ziggs. I was really happy.
It's Khan. Something bugged with the claim.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Honestly, like I couldn't watch a Yuumi right now. Okay, let's hope it's gonna be a Rakan. However, when I saw the Ziggs, I was really happy because you've got, once again, on the red side, you've got a flex pick coming in pretty early. And basically, there is a chance Ziggs losing lane in early game and he can't really outpush the opponents. That's where usually these Kalista or Draven picks coming in, and the Ziggs doesn't have another poke champion next to him. Like the Seraphine, for example. That was something that could have been an option. However, I just played so many Ziggs recently, and I love the champ. I'm a control mage player, a Serath one trick, and yeah, I play Ziggs whenever I got filled to bot lane, and usually people hate me for that. But
Yeah.
this is the thing, like, you play these champions, you don't do anything in the first 15, 20 minutes, and then suddenly you arrive in the game and you carry your whole team. This is what control mage is about. You control from mid game till the end.
I thought we were friends. I didn't know you were a terrible person.
Okay, I love playing tanks on top recently
right.
because I'm getting old and I can't do much if I get filled to top lane. So I'm playing some Ornn as well, but that's just me. These players, however, they playing in style.
That's right. That's right. I feel you. My main is like Shen, Urgot if I'm feeling aggressive, and then like if I have no idea what's going on or if I'm about to get my face kicked in top lane, I just go Scion because then it doesn't matter.
That's pretty good.
Every wave, I can R back to lane.
You know what? But in general, I would say the Scion players are more hated than the control mage players in general. But it's good. It's only your third champion.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's just one of those things where if the matchup is really painful and I'm like, I have no idea what's going to happen, I'll go Scion because I can clear every wave. I only need 2 buttons. If I die, I still have a chance to kill you.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
And then in team fights, I just become a raid boss.
Yeah. As soon as he hits like 2-3 items, he's just unkillable. Just like the champions that were banned on blue side. I mean, Maokai and Poppy both really tanky. And in case someone's watching nice Poppy gameplay recently, today Vizic just outplayed Zeus. I don't know if you saw it, but that was just brutal. I feel like that clip will be all over the internet by tomorrow because that was beautiful outplay. Well, we don't get to see that in this match, obviously. We get to see some
outplay, maybe, right? I mean, K'Sante does K'Sante things.
Yeah.
All out to all in.
So true. So true. The only thing is, K'Sante is basically a champion that you can pick into whoever you want to. He doesn't have hard counters as long as he goes to the top lane. He does have hard matchups, but not like easily losing matchups. And that's the reason why partly I hate the champion, because as soon as he came out, he instantly became the top lane champion, and that's just not healthy for the game, I think.
I agree wholeheartedly. And he's one of the rare champs that he is nearly as oppressive in low elo as he is in high elo.
Yeah.
Which is nuts, right? Like most of the time there's a trade-off. Once you get below or above a certain point, a champ will either get better or drop off, etc. But just double checking, we are, I believe, gonna have a little delay while we fix the client.
Yeah, I think the Yumi or Rakan instead of Yumi need to be sorted. But seeing the drafts now, it's definitely a big change in the style that they approaching this second game. And the way I see it, most of these champions are either been in the meta for a while or back in the days they were meta picks. So both coaches want to see how the players perform on champions that might not be really close to their style, or champions that they could practice in solo queue, but they just played for practice. And that's why it's 2 meta team comps, but still I feel like it could go similarly to the first game. One of the teams could just storm the other one if they get ahead. However, it will be definitely harder to get ahead with these teams than the ones that we've seen in the first game.
Yeah, I feel like both teams playing I don't want to say safer, but it is. Both teams are
Yeah.
playing a little bit safer, right? Like Olaf is not a safe pick, but at the same time, he's a tough matchup for most top lane champs. Cassante is a safe pick, but he can also have a tremendous amount of impact. So I would say like low floor, high ceiling here on both comps. Obviously, I was going to call her Ori, the Oriana.
Yep.
A tremendous amount of impact, but also fairly safe. The bot lanes here, the lover pair, very safe, but can also get aggressive. I think Callista is the biggest wild card here. Has to be right up in the face. We've seen, everybody has had that bad Callista experience where they absolutely rip your team apart and they rend your team apart.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do. But you've got to get her ahead, and we've seen all through Worlds that tournament that's not easy. Again and again and again, Callista was picked, and if you don't get her up those two items, it's tough to execute.
Yeah, with Callista, basically you need to be really patient. Like you can go all in pretty early, but if you're patient, it's like playing Draven. You collect your stacks, and as soon as you just hit the jackpot, you get that big chunky cash out. Then you just own the game from then on. With Callista, it's a bit similar. However, if you look at the draft, what's going to happen in team fights, basically, with Callista and Renata, I would mention the support here because that's going to be very important, what the Renata can do. You want to use your Renata ultimate to hit as many people as you can, usually. Well, in this case, what's going to happen? They have Feather Storm against the Renata ultimate. They have the Ziggs Satchel Charge that will help him to avoid getting caught in the ultimate. Vi, if she uses the ultimate, basically she's unstoppable and she's just flying through the back line of the Renata's team. So obviously the ultimate is not going to work. And Olaf in Ragnarok, he doesn't care about the CC. So I feel like that Renata ultimate, or even just the champion itself, is pretty hard countered by the red side draft. But that's why the blue side has got 4 more members to deal with that situation.
Yeah, I like the idea of the Callista Renata. It's a fun, flashy combo, right? But to your point, into this comp, it's very difficult to gain value. But you know what? If you can snowball your Renata into the middle and get off a good ultimate, that's fun. I mean, I'm hoping it happens because I want to cast it.
It should.
Yeah.
Some chaos. We should see some chaos with a good Renata ultimate. But also, what is very important from the blue side point of view is that they need to force things at a certain point. They need to make sure the Xayah ultimate is almost always on cooldown, because that ultimate has got such a high cooldown that you force it, and then the next team fight it might not be available within a minute or so. That's why I want to see a bit more, a bit aggression from Seabal and maybe from that Renata, because those are the 2 champions that I'm expecting the aggression. Obviously, the top laners will join the fights eventually, but that will be around mid game, maybe around the 20th minute. If it happens before that, that means our game is once again a bloodbath.
I was gonna say it did not take 20 minutes last time, but you're right. That's an exception rather than the rule. And talking more about that, really, the Renata ult. Not a lot of, so obviously Vi and Olaf do a lot of damage if they get slapped with it. Xayah obviously as well, but I think that obviously the value is more in the CC, but at least if you're on the red side, if you eat one of those big ults, you're not worried about losing all 5 of your team to one member. I guess unless maybe if Manolo gets if he establishes the Manolo gap, then maybe we could see some damage there really impact us.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like if I look at the 2 team comps, it's not clearly just the CC that will make the difference here. It's more like what can you force out from the opponents while your ultimate is going towards them, as we slowly but surely going to arrive in the game. And I can't wait. I want to see now. The sides are changed. The junglers remained on the same side, but what can they do now? How can they cook? Because as I mentioned, I was expecting a lot from Santa in the first game on the Viego. Well, this time around, I'm not convinced. However, the draft is definitely short. Well, the draft should mean that we will see a slow game until the team fights happens. And once the team fights occur, then who knows what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think both sides have, like we said, a little bit safer. So I think both sides trying to hedge against that real early push. But on the flip side, both teams set up for 5v5 success here. Not a, both teams could split push, but I think both are looking for that 5v5 power here. And I think that matches up with the scouting grounds, right? Because it's easy to prove that you can split push. Whether or not you have the skill set is different, but it's easy to prove. Being able to fit into the team, gel, and make an impact is really what I think these players are looking to do in the context of a scouting ground. So it makes sense to do so. I think both coaches doing well, setting their teams up for success here. And now it just comes down to execution. I don't know the Ziggs Orianna matchup a lot. I know they're both essentially control mages. But I would assume that once she gets a couple levels, Orianna will have the push. But of course, Ziggs doesn't care because he can just clear the wave repeatedly.
Yeah, basically, it's pretty easy for Ziggs to clear the wave, as you mentioned. And also, ever since Ziggs's Q got buffed, the range got increased. I would say it's even easier to poke your opponents because you try to poke them whenever they try to stand close to the minions. And that's where you need to hit the minion, and the blast will hit, obviously, the opponent as well. That's why I would agree with you. Eventually, Orianna will gain the advantage of the pushing. However, Ziggs, as soon as he reaches the first item, which most likely, well, in this case, I would say it will be the Leandri. If not the Leandri, then I'm just shocked. While we are in game.
Here we are in game live. Both teams once again going for the standard high point defense. Obviously, Manolo pushing out Libra out of that top bush. No one wants a level 1 Olaf on them. And I'm a little put off here. I want to see that level 1 spice, but again, we did talk about jungler. Well, the teams swapped really, but the jungler swapped so that we, maybe there's not that comfort level. Obviously, there's no real scouting done on either side in terms of 5v5, so there's no predictable patterns, things like that. So it is a risky business, but I always like risk. So I always try to cast or curse it into existence.
And I really like that. Earlier, you pointed out the importance of how they perform for the team or in the team. It's something that a certain part of this is not visible for us, and that is communication. So obviously, the players are being switched around today. They playing 3 games, and we get to see them performing maybe after a bad game or after a good game. And I'm really curious, but we're never gonna see that, how they perform, after, for example, going 0-6 in the first match. You need to play with the jungler who was 11-0 on the opposing team. Is that jungler going to lead the whole team now because he got, that feeling that, okay, I can do this, I've got this? Or are you going to just stay quiet because you had a bad game? I hope it's not the case, but yeah,
and that goes
this
down
is
to mental, right?
Yeah, this is something that we don't have vision on.
Exactly.
But luckily we got the
gameplay. Able to
gameplay.
bounce back and continue to do your thing.
Yeah,
that's where the value comes in. So we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe you see, as to your point, can an 06 flip the script and go 11-0 on their own case and prove that, what, it doesn't matter, because that is invaluable. As we've seen, there's plenty of top level players that are known for getting a little squishy when things don't go their way.
Exactly. I'm really curious if Manolo, for example, can continue what he started on the Yone, or can Seabal lead the team? I mean, that's looking pretty good. Just invading the enemy jungle, but they are all three of them just walking on a ward, and that ward is right now an award-winning ward.
That's right, award-winning ward. That I was gonna say MVP right there. It is going to be an immediate 2v2. Both teams unaware. They do get first blood for blue side. Now Sibal there all by them lonesome, but plenty of damage down. They're trying to clean it up, but may have overstayed. They got baited immediately. 2-0 for blue side. Can you say deja vu? Now, we see in the bottom lane a little bit of a trade here. Ignite does go down on Sass, but a lot of damage down on Son of Achilles. A lot of Ignite there as well. Is barely able to chug potions and walk away. A lot of early trades.
Yes, plenty of early trades. The mid lane was won by the blue side. However, they lost the bot lane trade. Oh, and that's a solo bolo.
Manolo, I'm going to steal your line. Almost soloed. Oh, I don't get to steal it. All right. Well, Libra doing an excellent trade right there. Son of Achilles is able to push Sass out of lane. Blue side going to lose quite a bit. Or excuse me. Red side.
Yeah, red side lost so much there. I mean, Blaze and Sass tried to dive the bot lane, and this is what I was talking about. Okay, I will mention that later, but for now,
got to be able to do something. Does use the W to buffer back. That's going to be a lot of danger, and poor Santa gets crushed. It turns out the Blue Outlaws are not believers. They do issue the challenge and take 2. Another double kill. Look out, Sabal is 3-0, and we are 5-0 for blue side.
5-0, and let's get back to that bot lane. What happened there? Because I think that's very important. From the previous game, Blaze and Sass believed that, okay, we can solo kill them, we can dive them underneath their turret. But the Renata difference this time really paid off. Never skip legs. Basically just kept the Kalista alive, and there we go.
Flashes the wall. Yoichi in a lot of trouble. Satchel not enough. Yeah. Easy.
Renata diff. Renata diff. Nothing else. Renata diff. That was pretty clean. They knew Yoichi doesn't have flash, and that was clear punishment right there. And now 6-0. I don't know. Is it blue side or is it Seabal? Because obviously he's the only member remained on the blue side.
I don't know.
I have to ask. I know it's evil to ask this, but second game in a row, his team going 6-0. That's just pretty good.
I'm not a good enough analyst to figure that one out. Libra backing off here. So far done a great job of trading with Manolo. The shield does come in, so it is going to be definitely to Manolo's advantage. Obviously, the Olaf gets stronger the longer you trade, or the lower he gets, I should say. Technically, one does not equal the other. A little bit of a 3v3 action, but never skip legs down. The bailouts there, but no damage down on anybody. Just going to be a free one. And finally, red side on the board. I shouldn't say finally. It's much earlier than last time. Unfortunately, it did go to Sass on Rakan.
Yeah, the kill went for Rakan, but at least they got something. At least they got something back, and now they can move for the first dragon of the game, which is perfect timing, to be fair. If you take down the dragon now, you will be able to just maybe go for a quick reset after clearing the bot side minion wave, and move for the Herald that will spawn just after a minute. So I feel like this is quite good for the red side team at the moment. The question is, do they want to go for the first Herald, or are they giving it up? Because Manolo can clearly outtrade Libra on the top side, so he can move for the Herald if they want to.
As I said, Sass gets the beautiful EW combo to get away there. The Ignite did go down, but Santa in the rafters bringing the
level
goodies.
5.
Can he find the chimney? Never skip legs, doing a great job of just baiting out. There's the Xayah ult. No pullback just yet. A lot of low health bars. The Rend comes in. That's 2. Santa trying to clean it up. A 1v2. Oh, very nice stopwatch. Santa does eat a turret shot, and that does discourage him. The Renata is going to try and hold this wave. Not a lot of health to work with here. That's a dangerous proposition up against the Vi, but that was a 1 for 2. A red side does manage to hold it. Now Manolo here just to be annoying. Sass in the wings, so is Rust Cole. Sabal issues the challenge, goes in, doesn't work out exactly as intended. Onto the red buff, gets deleted, and that's an Olaf chasing you down. Rakan also there. Sass doing a lot of damage. Manolo, they're just trying to juggle aggro a little bit here to avoid the trade, but Libra with the all-in takes him over the wall. Rust Cole flashing away. Satchel charge, not quite enough. Oh my god, he's got to be on double. Yep, 58 HP at the end of that. And now Libra caught out on the wrong side. Gonna trade one back. That is going to be 2 quick kills for red.
And this is what exactly I said to you, you know?
Yeah.
This is what exactly I was talking about. Just going for a quick reset, send your bot lane to the Herald's Way, and basically you've got huge payout. Oh!
Nolo.
Well, over.
Just going to get handed back over. Sabal, we'll just call it the Sabal effect at this point.
Yeah.
Does catch Manolo trying to push out that wave. Little greedy.
It was a little greedy, but here
Sabal
comes...
might get caught out for the exact same thing here. Unfortunately for him, he does have vision. He's aware it's happening. The rest of the team is collapsing. Sass, of course, on this recon, easy to move out. And it does look like both teams will just back away. Blue is going to secure the Herald here. So I wanted to make a point real quick off of something you said earlier before we have another bloodbath. It was huge for Red that they were able to secure that first rake, because what it does is prevents them from being put in that coffin corner like they were in game 1, where they have to contest despite a huge lead against them. So in this case, much more even. Yes, it's a 3K gold lead, but they have a lot of time before that matters massively. They bought at least 5 more minutes before Soul can stack up against them.
For sure, and also I wouldn't be surprised if they would go for even the second Drake. I mean, look at that. That could be a dive here.
Go in. Blaze already has turret aggro, though. Has to get out immediately. The Ignite is down. Son of Achilles, right on the edge, is able to stay alive thanks to the shield from Rust Cole. Santa does take him down, but it is a 2-for-1 again. Blue side, beautiful job by Rust Cole. That shield, they were playing on a knife's edge, or a spear's edge, if you will. Libra now trying to keep Manolo in this fight, uses the W to close the gap, stacking up those passives. But again, this is, oh my god, all out, all in. Everybody's in. Manolo with no health flashes the Q and nails Manolo to the wall.
Perfectly done by Libra here on the top side, and just before that we've seen the bot lane action. Well, guess what? We could see it once again, but it's not gonna happen this time. Okay, so first, what happened on the bot lane? Because the Orianna arrived with a TP that made quite nice difference for the blue team, and we can see Kalista is 4-2-1 at the moment, having a bit of lead in terms of gold, and obviously with that in terms of items as well. Now that's straight away win condition for the blue team. Orianna 2-0-4, pretty good compared to the Ziggs on the other side. Orianna already finished at the Leandris, so that's great. As you mentioned, yes, the difference is not too big between the two teams, plus a dragon on the red side, but still, I feel like that gold lead after just 12 minutes of gameplay leads to this point. Manolo is in trouble.
He absolutely is, and somebody let him know that he is down a lot of gold against a champ who is oppressive. On the flip side, with no time to discuss it, we'll wait. Grand challenge is issued. Santa taking a ton of damage. They're trying to keep him alive. Sabal back in, though. The charm did land. Bailouts on him. Not a lot. Doesn't get it. Just barely shy. And it's back to a 2v2, but Son of Achilles taking a ton of damage. Renata ult not in time. He does drive him berserk, but only after a double kill for Blaze. And that's going to be a 2-for-1, I believe, for blue side.
Yes, it was. 2-for-2, actually. Vi and Rakan both died, but the most important part is Blaze got 2 kills back. And with that said, the Xayah is back on track. Even took down an extra turret plate for the 125 gold. So it's all right. And as I said, they're going for the second Drake of the game on blue, red side. But blue side doesn't really want to.
They don't want to give it up, but they're taking a lot of damage. Blaze caught out back though. Sabal is here. Nicely done. Immediately closes the gate there. And a double kill for Sabal, who is massive at 7-2-2.
I don't know if it was a call from one of the teammates or Libero decided by himself to join this fight for the Dragon, but it was a much needed arrival by the Cassante. Just catching the bot lane gives the Dragon for free to the blue side, while what they lost is basically one turret plate on the top lane. I mean, it doesn't really matter at all at this stage because Olaf is 2 levels behind, and look at that. I mean, Manolo trying to dance, but...
Oh, okay, he was waiting on cooldown for Ragnarok. I was going to say, what is he doing? Just walk it out. But
yeah,
that's why. Did not want to
because
with that third Q.
You know, when Libra goes unstoppable and just standing straight, then obviously if Manolo pops the ultimate exactly at the same time, then after that Libra need to move to either direction and Olaf can just walk out. But still, it's just a nice force by Libra, getting rid of the Ragnarok for the next 1.5 minutes. Plus going for the turret as well. I mean, we get to see the goal difference between players, and I have to say, Sabal is doing great job right now, just like the previous game. Okay, might be too much.
Goes into the trade again, but this time Libra doesn't know that it is bait. Just barely manages to miss time the all-in. Can't get him over the wall, in which case he would have been able to fight that even. And as we watch on the other side, the bailout is enough just in time with the pullback. The son of Achilles is alive. And wow, well timed. They're able to clean up an easy 2v2, and they get both for red side. That was a huge change, huge swing of the game for red as they collect a quick 3 kills.
Yes, it was looking pretty good for the red side at some point, and then suddenly Son of Achilles managed to get the shutdown on Blaze and just getting the reset on the health bar. Well, okay, they caught Libra on the top lane. Libra was a bit over aggressive. I mean, having a good 25 plus CS lead, some gold lead. Yes, he can be aggressive. He can try to go for a one-on-one against the Olaf, but he needs to respect that Vi completed the Divine Sunderer. And
you know, yeah, I'm gonna posit that was a solid gamble though, because Manolo has been doing this the entire game, where he walks straight up to Libra, challenges him for a fight. They go 1v1 until one of them is sub 30% health, and they've been doing that all game. So there was no reason for him to believe this was anything different than Manolo doing Manolo things. It just turned out that this time Santa was also there.
That's true. That's true. And this is the part where Santa needs to consider, okay, do I want to go for bot lane? Do I want to go for top lane? Because both is actually easily, I would say, baitable, if that's a world. Like
here, Santa's in Blaze, following it up in the rear. We see they do not get red buff. Santa's going back for it. And nothing happens. Everybody walks away.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Red side only wanted to push out, maybe steal some jungle camps, and get the first turret through bot lane. And seeing this is quite unusual, to be fair. Red side has got pretty nice lane control in general.
They are soloing to the death real quick. We've got a fight mid, a fight top. Nope, Manolo's already dead. Stay mid. Thank you. Good call, Observer. Oh, double duty. Libra did win the solo again. Manolo got a little ahead of himself, and yes, it was very close, but he's got to realize when you've given 4 kills over and you're down 40 CS, you cannot, even on Olaf, you cannot keep fighting Stride Breaker or no. Santa over the wall with the Vault Breaker there. They are unaware. He's in the rafters here.
And yeah, we got to a point, you know, 17 minutes into the game, and second Herald is on the side of the blue team. They will start opening the map pretty fast in the next few minutes. They can take down the tier 1 turrets quite easily. While if you look at the blue side, tier 1, that health is still a lot to cut down.
You know what's wild, Makaria, is there is a 7,000 gold difference, a little less now, 6,000. And this game still feels wildly closer than the last one.
It is. It is. I think, you know, the players can feel the nerve and they really want to show what they made of. But that's when the shaky movements happens. That's when the early cleanse happens, or the missed flash, or just a tiny bit of mispositioning. And that's why I feel the same way. This game is wide open. Especially now that the turrets are falling. No outer turret for the blue side team. And only one left.
It is going to make it significantly harder. And then, of course, Manolo, ironically, has the top lane. Well, actually, both top laners do not have the top turret, so managing to hold it even. But holding the pressure only because he knows at the moment all of blue team is bot side taking the Drake. So now we are on the 4th Drake with the 2-to-1 advantage going to the blue side.
And these dragons will matter a lot because each Drake will give you extra heal shield power. Oh, wait a second, that Orianna could be in trouble.
Maybe caught out here, a lot of damage down, but a lot of charms coming in. All the CC slow as you like, just enough to wear them down, and they do manage to collect the kill. Who did that go over to? I missed it.
I think it was Santa, if I'm correct. The Vi took the 5th kill of herself, which is pretty nice. Very soon completing the 2nd item, most likely the Black Cleaver. Oh, Sabal jumping in.
Grand challenge issued down onto the Ziggs, very low. Yoichi trying to get away, nothing doing. Libra, meanwhile, also going in. Oh, Sabal hit Santa with the Q there. Did not have the E up to be able to chase. He is over the wall safely. Sass going to do everything he can, just slow this down, but pulled back by Libra as Sabal closes the kill. Now 8, 2, and 3. Bounties on everyone except Rust on the blue side here.
Yes.
Silver linings. That's
Thanks.
a nice way to get back into the game.
It's so true. So true. Since Rust just got shut down, yes, there is no bounty on the Orianna's head. But look at that, 2 kills, and even though Yoichi has got the TP, Sass will take time to get here. But we might get to see a nice little fight here. The Ziggs ultimate is available, and the Baron is going pretty low.
Beavers on the other side, they do secure it, no challenge. And in the meantime, Santa getting absolutely shredded. Sabal is unstoppable in the back on Blaze. The ultimate from Renata is down, gets nothing done, and it is a fight all over the place as Manolo doing everything he can to take out Rust. On the other side, everybody's dead. It is a massive slaughter. 3v2 still going. Blaze trying to get away. Nice flash pullback to get one more, but it's not enough. Son of Achilles rends him into the grave, and it's a 4 for 2 for the red side. Excuse me, for the blue side.
Exactly, and to be fair, it was a really risky call from red side to go for this fight. I mean, their power spike in the Xayah would have been the 2 item. The 2nd item, Navori Quick Blades, would have made the difference in a fight like this. Even though they're behind, if she has those items, she can rotate the basic spells quite a few times. Well, this wasn't the case in this team fight, and they just got destroyed. The first thing that stood out is Sabal jumping out through the Baron pit and basically shutting down Santa so early, so the Vi couldn't really use anything. And right now, Vi is the biggest threat on red side. Well, not anymore because the Navori finished, but with a Baron buff and the huge advantage that blue side has, this game could be only one team fight away to be over, which
absolutely. I mean,
would make me really sad.
I
would be sad.
I agree.
I would be sad.
Going here, Blaze in a little trouble. Nope, does manage to walk away. So I want to say, and we mentioned that this game felt a lot closer, and it looks like a slaughter, right? There's a 15 kill advantage. There's almost 8K at 22 minutes. The turret situation is pretty dire, but the number of times Achilles has gotten away with double-digit, if not single-digit health in these individual trades and just getting away by the skin of their teeth suggests that, I mean, if we go back, in the meantime, Santa's dead again. Blaze in a lot of trouble. Sabal chasing on the turret. Does drop the ultimate to try and get away. Does not matter. Sabal is godlike. There is a fight on the other side as well. Yoichi dead. Santa dead. Blaze dead. Sass dead. It is a quadra. It is 4 for nothing for blue side. And as we're talking about it, Manolo coming back to try and do something. They take the timeout. The Ragnarok is in, but it is not the end of the world. It is the end of the red team. And game 2 will go again to blue as they close it out. And the last thing left is the Nexus while they make me a liar and go for just a quick little one to try and put Santa in the grave again. But game 2 stays with blue, and they do take down the Nexus in 23.5 minutes.
Yes, that was exactly the difference compared to the first game. 30 seconds. That's pretty much it. It looked quite one-sided after that Baron call, basically. I mean, during that fight as well, we could see the blue side clearly having a nice little advantage for themselves, and I felt like that fight, if red side decide to not go into that fight, basically they could have hold on to just a bit longer. I don't think it would have changed anything because the difference was way too big once again. But interesting enough, the teams were switched up, so we can't say that it was just because one team was well put together while the other wasn't. And I can't really say that it was a draft diff this time. The first game, I felt like, yes, it was a bit of draft diff, but also that was performance diff as well. Here is just clear performance difference.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, I don't want to get too critical on anybody because it is a scouting grounds, but Manolo ran it down a little bit. He was trying to play aggressive. He was trying to play right on the edge there, and unfortunately continued to get shut down by Cassante by Libra on Cassante in that top lane. Of course, the Santa Sabal matchup, again, Santa getting, you can't put it all on him because he is trying to play in lanes that were, generally speaking, behind. And then again, though, I've got to say, I mean, Kalista, you see it right there on the chart. Kalista escaped multiple times with double-digit health, which ended up making a massive difference. I think they had 10 kills by the end of that.
But this is the thing. For that Kalista to work, you needed the Renata as well. And
Yes.
and that's why I want to call out the bot lane really woke up after the first game, after the slap that they got in first game, because that was brutal by Sass and Blaze in the first game. Second game, it was a nice little revenge. So I'm really curious what the third match will bring us, because clearly, if you switch up the teams or even just the sides, give different champions to the players, and I'm sure they will give different champions once again, then the whole idea, what we've seen before, is just changing. And that's why third game, once again, a big banger, but just make it longer than 23 minutes, please.
That's right. That's right.
This is what I'm praying for.
My whole day. Come on.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
I do have to call out real quick before we throw it to break here. I just want to call out the red outlets were favored 77% by Twitch chat to win this.
Nice try. Nice try.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Twitch chat, who knew Twitch chat could be wrong? But you know what?
They saw the first game.
That's right. That's right. There's one more shot for you to double down on your points there. We are going to take a break. We will see you between 10 and 15 minutes here. Get the players ready for game 3. If we've got any more surprises, we'll let you know when we come back. Look forward to seeing you back here, the 1M Scouting Grounds, in 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Summoners. We are here in the One More Scouting Grounds for one more, as these teams have already gone head-to-head 2 times. No changes in the third game, so we will see a rehash of that last game, which was just a little bit closer. I am Jinx and the Jinx. You can call me Jinx. I'm joined by the talented, the one and only Makaria. And I mean, we already talked about it, but I feel like we're headed for that big one. I just tweeted out.
Yep.
This is the 40-minute slugfest, right?
It should be. It should be the 40 minutes game where we get to see about 100 kills or something, but evened out. Not like the first two games where 23 minutes, first Baron, bam, over. Nope. We need something more nail biting. I think that's the best word. We need something nail biting for our third game of tonight. And to reach that, you might want to spice things up once again, including the teams, or you just switch sides and give Santa blue side, Seba red side. Finally, because obviously we didn't see the two junglers on opposite sides, and the rest of the teams stayed with the junglers, I would say. So interesting, because in the first match we talked about the jungle presence and the jungle diff in a way where Seba was really active, and the solo lanes and even the bot lane were winning just by themselves as well. In the second game, obviously the junglers stayed and the teams switched the sides around them. Now for the third match, it's all different. Basically, the first match, losing players got to play once again on red side, and Seba joins them on red side. We've got the three bans on both sides. No Brand today. Not a single Brand or Akali today, besides the bans. And no Oriana as well. Varus first pick. Now that's a bit surprising for me.
Yeah, we saw that in game one. I don't recall that it was not terribly effective, but we did see that game one. So both teams have shown that they are not scared to mix it up with the pick priority. Right? This is not a traditional best of three, so there's not a lot of tit for tat or strategizing around pick ban. It's really more about getting the power where you need it when you want it. I love this answer. I think the Jinx, that passive is scary, right? So if you're in an arms race with a Varus and you just get that kill off with Jinx in the fold, Varus doesn't stand a chance in terms of attack speed or impact. So I like the answer. We see the Renata again used to great effect in game 2.
You know what? I want to see a poke comp from the blue side, just because they have the Jinx. There we go.
There you go.
I want to see
right out the gate.
Yep, I want to see something with high range, like a Jace, for example, or even they can lock in a Rumble right now that will enable them to fight from distance, maybe get rid of the Jinx because before the fight could happen, and in that case, Jinx will not get any reset. Right, Nocturne still not bad. You can just shut down the lights and basically go in a chaotic team fight, and your opponent will just need to believe that they can win it in the darkness.
That's right.
It's not an easy task.
No, it's not. Now the key here is the pick potential, right? Which we haven't necessarily seen in game 1 or game 2 individual champs. There hasn't been that pull the trigger one shot KO win con that we have here with his name literally just left me. What is that?
Nocturne.
Nocturne,
decent.
Yes,
yeah,
Nocturne. I was literally thinking about it and then just started talking, and it was
it happens. It happens.
The Nocturne, as you mentioned, shutting out the lights. If he gets that, he can just switch the team fight before it ever happens. With the one pick potential. Now, Lee Sin, flashy champ, plenty of action, plenty of pick potential, which we've already seen with the junglers, and Seaball proved himself on the Jin Zhao. I have no doubt that his Lee Sin is equally capable.
Could be.
Waiting to see what he gets to pair up with.
Yeah, the solo laners are really important next to a Lee Sin, either to set up ganks or to just even roam together, for example, or going all in a team fight with Lee Sin with a good follow up. That's why the Ari ban here is something that I love to see, because to be fair, Lee Sin and Ari is like, those days where we saw plenty of Kazakhs, for example, paired with Ari. They just shut down someone so easily. And what else? What else can you remove as a potential threat? Well, the Malphite is not something that I would pair with a Lee Sin, but it's certainly a good pick into the Ashe and the Varus. So that's why I would understand this ban.
Ooh. Well, there we go. The power of the Cassante back in. We'll see what the Manolo wants to go. I would guess not an Olaf, judging by the last game. Libra running it back on the Cassante, and that's a lot of power. But again, very tanky. Right now, he's not going to probably stack purely armor like Malphite would, but going to be very tough to take down. Not somebody that any of the 3 champs they have so far wants to get at.
It's the Varus. It's the Varus that's going on solo lane. Oh my god. I've seen this. I've seen this recently, and Varus stop. Just show us Varus stop.
Oh,
You can't deal with it. It's worse than a Wayne top lane. Just give it to us, please.
oh,
Come on, Manolo.
that is. I mean, right now they have about a combined 2,000 HP pool. Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So Yoichi on the Syndra, Santa on the Nocturne, Manolo on the Varus, and then the bot lane rounding out with Ashe and Blitzcrank. So let's talk a little bit. Blitzcrank, obviously huge pick potential. I think anybody that watches League of Legends knows, Blitzcrank plays one of 2 ways. Either absolutely dominates the game because of the pick potential, or is completely useless because you whiff one too many hooks, and that's it. That's all a champ does.
Yep. So true. So true. But the good thing about Blitzcrank is you can miss. Probably they just
broke. Doing it again.
yeah.
All right.
It happens. The good thing about Blitzcrank, you can miss 14,625 hooks, but if you hit that only one, that will win the game for you. And I love this fact about the champion. That's why if I play bot lane, I always ban Blitzcrank. I don't want to be that person who suffers that one hook.
Lose track of him for 2 seconds, right? You're not playing the vision game right, and it's all over.
So it wasn't the Varus. Or it was something off.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's all right.
I was so happy. I was so happy to see the Varus.
That's all right. Yeah, production Vault reaching out to us to say sorry for ruining the party. Not at all. We just didn't see it. Last time I was paying attention. This time I was not. Okay. So let's be realistic here. Yes, it's not the action that we were thinking it was, but this is a much better matchup in terms of what actually makes logical sense.
Okay, you know what? I was gonna say that the first game, the 2 teams that were put together, they were really the show-off champions. Where you can show your mechanical skills, where you can show your potential in laning phase 1v1 and stuff like that. Second game, purely about just giving something to your team, going the 5v5 way, and this match. Before we've seen this Gwen, it was like, okay, let's go a bit of chaos and let's put some unexplainable stuff in here. Well, now it's all loud and clear. Blitzcrank was switched to a Gwen pick, and it's a straight up counter pick into the Cassante, unless she loses the early game, and then she loses pretty much everything until full build.
Yeah, so Manolo's got to play this a little differently. Cannot play the way he played Olaf, where he dies, comes back to lane with full health, and immediately goes toe-to-toe, dies, and just rinse, repeat until the game is over. Got to play it a little bit differently. Gwen needs to play safe in the early game, needs to get that first item. Noticeably not running Flash, by the way, or Ghost. So Ignite TP,
I like it.
odd
I
pick.
like it. You know, the good thing about the Ignite TP, or well, now it's a Ghost TP. The Ignite TP
Oh,
is pretty good if the jungler is not really tanky, or if the jungler has got sustain, like a lot of sustain. And let's be honest, Lee Sin do have some nice amount of sustain.
mhm.
So I would love to see the Ignite, because whenever a gank happens, even in a 2v1 situation with an all-in coming from the Gwen, there is always a kill potential to at least take one with you, or just cut down one and even escape. With the Ghost, the most important part is you need to reach the Jinx in a team fight if it happens, if the team fight happens, and if your team needs you in a team fight. So with Ghost, I would say it's more like a good long-term safe pick as well, or safe
Yeah,
choice.
which I think is smart because we look at the blue side draft right now, and it is very aggressive, and there's no movement. No movement abilities for Gwen goes immune, so we'll say 3. But the vast majority of
That's
their
it.
team, that they're not moving. They can auto and they can walk, and that's it. So on the versus on the other side, the only one that doesn't really do something, I guess the bot lane is more or less static, but Lee Sin wants to go in, Cassante wants to all in, wants to hop around, got the Q, got the pull, got the 2 dashes for God's sake, and then Silas, of course, also with the dash, the pull, etc. So um, tough to execute. I mean, tough to execute. I think the blue side, they've got a lot of power, a lot of damage, but that is tough to execute. And Libra is going to be able to really, I mean, yes, he has a mixed damage profile that he's got to play with and play into. But if he gets beefy, he gets a little bit ahead, he's going to be a raid boss to take out.
For sure. For sure. And that's why we need to see how the top jungle duos can perform in this matchup. But also, top lane is going to be one thing which decided to either side. I don't think it will really matter so much towards the result of the game, because you've got a Syndra against a Sylas who's having 3 stacks basically for her passive. But also, Silas can steal the pretty good ultimates to execute the opponents. So both mid laners, I feel like they both matters more than the top laners for their team. And then we arrive to the bot lane discussion, where once again we've got a Renata on one side, paired with a Jinx. I mean, we've seen the Renata Kalista already. I feel like this is even more ruthless towards the late game, but they need to live that late game. They need to be in the game until that time. And so far, red side is not really in favor for today.
Yeah, that's true. The biggest difference has been whether you start red or blue, and then of course the junglers, Sendal having or Sabal, excuse me, having a phenomenal day. I would say probably in the running for MVP right now in terms of
Yep.
just impact, dominance, going a little bit against the run of play too, because Santa, one of the more well-known players in the match today. But Sabal proving that he can absolutely be right in there with the best of them. And on a champ this time around with a lot of agency again on Lee Sin. So something to watch there. You pointed out or made a good point that I want to highlight also, which is the power of the Ultimates Silas Jax. If he gets, I mean that's a lot of CC. 3 out of 5 of the opposing champs, he takes their ultimate, and you just don't get to move. So,
Well,
team fights.
technically, I would say almost crowd control category is the Nocturne ultimate as well,
Yeah,
because
you're right. 4
basically
out of
you
5.
just
Yep.
take out their vision, which is quite useful as well. And obviously, the Gwen is having CC as well, because it's still a slow. So
Yeah, that's
5
true.
out of
You're right.
5.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Great selection in general. As you can see, we are live for Game 3 of the One More Esports Scouting Grounds. These guys have been going head-to-head all day. This is game 3. A little bit of deep vision from blue side into the pit on the, thank you very much, for the red ward. I always have to think about that, which side is which, and then ward, and then yada yada.
Yeah.
A little bit of vision so they will know exactly where Sabal is starting. We'll see if Santa can use that knowledge to his advantage and catch Sabal being naughty. So far, not been able to, but he will have knowledge in the early game of where they're starting. More or less standard 5-point defense. We see a little bit of jockeying from both teams.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out where the junglers will start because obviously they can't say it for sure. They're waiting for the laners to show themselves. We've got, well, I think luckily everyone can see the chat. There's a tiny bit of a lag. They should be fixed soon. So we get to see some nice sections.
Without a
yeah,
we all know
it happens.
That. And you get to stare at our faces again. You're welcome. I posed. Yep. Oh, you did too. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Veterans right there. We both
to.
knew. So since we've got a little bit of time, we'll throw out a teaser. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central European time. Somebody call me out if I'm wrong because I'm American. Thank you. There is the next installment of the Scouting Grounds. So we get to do this again tomorrow. I do not know yet who your casters, guests of honor, etc. will be.
Yeah, that's still. I don't know who will be because
still up in the air.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm free. Just putting that out.
So hopefully you'll be here.
Hopefully I'll be here.
And I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you. We are back to live. You should be seeing it on your screens any second now. Waiting for my screen to clean up a little bit here so I can figure out what's going on. As we see a little bit of poke down in the bot lane, I can see just enough to be able to see that, minus the pixels. A lot of damage down as we see. Never skip legs. Took quite a beating right there. Manolo, once again, not trading the best into this Cassante for Libra. But does have a significant mana advantage, and of course the lifesteal built into his kit there should keep him healthy as long as he doesn't scrap too much. The shielding from Libra though, the flash, the Q, he's got the third one stacked if he can dodge it, and he does. Manolo denies the solo in the top lane.
That was nice try by Libra, going for the all-in. And to be fair, if Gwen losing in the first few levels, that would mean some nice XP advantage for Libra, and it is very important just before level 6. If Libra gets the opportunity, it will be a free kill for the Cassante if he gets 6 before the lane opponent. Now, look at this bot lane. Super aggressive from the blue side.
Santa's on vision, though, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because he walked right past that ward. They know he's here. Let's see if it matters. Does not have 6. Does get the tether down. The fear's going to come through. That is one. The bailout's there, though. Takes enough damage to bail out. Not quite in time, but that's going to be a double kill thanks to the turret. And Blaze has got to be careful. Flash from Never Skip Legs just to try and avoid. He's going to eat at least one tower shot. He's going to eat both. That is a 2 for 3 double kill to Skip Legs. 2 legs, 2 kills, and a 3 for 2 for red side.
Well. It was pretty aggressive by the blue side, and overall it paid out quite okay for them. You know why? Because the amount of minions that were burned under the turret is huge. 5 CS on the Jinx is something you don't want to see at 4 minutes into the game, plus a level behind compared to Blaze. So I still say that it's a good dive. I mean, not good dive because they all died, but obviously it was worth at the end. So we will see how it works out in the long run.
No real cost in terms of summoners either. I think at some point they just figured it was scuffed and they just wanted to shut it down and move on, because we see Blaze still all summoners up. Sass with the flash still available, and that is probably their greatest weakness on this pairing. So as long as those are up, they still have a chance. Manolo going to get caught out here, though. Thought he had the advantage. He does not. Lee Sin shows up, and Sabal shuts down. It's going to be an easy one, and Libra now with the advantage just has all the time in the world to not got to freeze that wave, but does feed over. So now 4 for 2 in the kills for the red side.
And Sibal just used the advantage perfectly on top side. Obviously, the Gwen playing without the flash and losing the ghost earlier, just a free gank. I mean, it indicates a free gank for Sibal.
And
Well,
importantly, he's
bot
down
lane.
TP as well already.
Yeah.
He doesn't lose that much, thankfully, but he maybe lost a minion or two there just because he had the wave so far pushed up. But as a top laner, that's the worst feeling in the world when you TP back to lane and die, and you get to do it all over again.
And also, just to mention this bot lane, where the previously seen dive led to us is pretty painful, to be fair, because that Jinx, I don't know when will she arrive into this game. Sibal is looking for a nice angle to punish you, which is not going to happen. But the bot lane is constantly pushing. Can Sibal do some magic and maybe arrive to get rid of Sus or Blaze here? That's nice. Oh, that's beautiful.
Very nice.
Flash force.
Just gets him under tower. A little poke down there. Now we see a 2v2 in mid lane, both going in. The turret aggro's down, but is it enough? Not yet. Rust walking away with no help. Santa wants the kill. Santa gets the kill, and now he's 1v1 with Sabal, trying to get somewhere. Manolo here, is it enough to save him? Unfortunately, execute not in time. And Sabal goes down to Manolo, getting him back in the game, and a quick 2-0 for blue side.
I don't know what just happened, to be fair. That dive was not worth a force, and that's one for...
Trade your ADC for your support.
That's 1 for nothing, basically, because Sass got executed by the turret. That's so sad to see by Son of Achilles. Yeah, that was something. Could have worth some gold, at least for the Jinx. Still doubling the CS between the two AD carries. 3-1 on the Varus. Almost completed the first item. And it is the lethality Varus. So we know the meaning of that. 1 or 2 piercing arrow hits, and basically good luck for Jinx to go in a team fight.
Right, you don't need to dive the backline if you're just shooting from your own backline and taking a third of everyone's health every time you have Q up. In the meantime, Manolo turns the tables and Libra is dead.
That was something I was not expecting, but the needlework this time did the dirty work.
Bolts straight in, but he goes into 3. Santa in a little bit of trouble, gets kicked over the wall. Nice move. Sabal now has him isolated. They shut him down. 450 gold over. And now they've got Sass in a lot of trouble. Can they close it out? No, he does manage to take it back. Now Blaze still caught out here. Does he have enough time flashes to try and avoid? He does avoid the bailout. They do get him in the end, but nicely played by Blaze to make sure that was as little value as possible. Sabal stays dead. And we have a dead even game. We have the slugfest we wanted, Macaria.
Finally, it's here. 8 minutes. Both teams got 8 kills next to their name. And interesting part is a no gold lead for either side. Okay, the Varus looking very scary. But I have to say, the other side... Wait.
Santa here again. Tether is down. Scatter of the Week comes in. Santa, can he do it again? No, this time Sabal gets the better of him. Rustcole able to walk out, but Sabal is aware of the flow of the game and does walk away, so the advantage going to stay where it is. And
it's
just
great to
ever
see.
So slightly on the side of red.
To be honest, it's great to see that both junglers has got their ups and downs in this match. Finally, it's a game where we don't see Sabal just turning up wherever he wants and getting kills. Oh, that's huge.
Blaze caught out.
That's
the handshake followed by the ultimate. That's going to be right over. Son of Achilles now got the passive going. They're not going to chase it down, but that is gold finally into the pocket of this Jinx.
No,
and playing from an absolute deficit this whole time.
it's actually Renata who took the kill.
Oh no!
It was actually Renata 5-2, and that is what we call unlucky here. Yep,
Oh.
yep.
Son
So,
of Achilles, just a Greek tragedy unto himself in this game.
yep. So true, so true. Now, the biggest question is, can they give some kills to this Jinx, or is Renata gonna go and buy some AP items eventually? Because we get to this point now.
Libra all in. Needlework is down. Manolo, this is an all in from both, and the needlework is enough to pierce the armor. And Cassante is dead. Oh, and in the meantime, on the bottom side, also, Blaze comes back with a burning passion and gets revenge. That is 2 for nothing for blue side. Everybody's fighting everywhere.
Yeah, too many fights. Too many fights now. And to be fair, I'm trying to look for explanation why and what's happening, but some things are just unexplainable. Like,
I think Manolo just goes to execute here. There's the Nocturne ult just to blind so that Manolo can do that. That was a clever play, but expensive at the cost of the Nocturne ult. Of course, it'll be back up in roughly 60 seconds here.
Oh, Son of Achilles could be in trouble.
It's a trap, but who's it for?
Well, Lee Sin is nearby.
That's exactly right, as is Skip Legs. I should call Never Skip, but oh well. Sabal is here, does land the Dragon Strike. Blaze taking a ton of damage, just walks back into it to try and buy Sass so he can get away. The arrow is out. Santa is here with the slow. Woo! The handshake just misses, and they are going to be able to take just the one. And still, the kill does not go over to Jinx. Sabal takes it. Manolo, meanwhile, pushing the advantage in the top lane. We see the continued trade here. Libra going to walk away. He is backing off here. Santa going to... Okay, just here to absorb the wave. They're going to take down the Herald.
Still, 3 turret plays down on the bot side, and finally we get to see Manolo is leading the charge on the top lane. Having a decent advantage on the Gwen, just giving you the authority to push back Libra whenever you want to. But you still need to respect the Lee Sin. Now that Sabal just went to reset, and obviously blue side team knows about it, I feel like Manolo just needs to fall back as well to make sure he's not going to get punished by the Lee Sin. Well, if Sabal shows himself once again, then Manolo will just go one-on-one against Libra once more. Oh, huge TP.
Not going to do anything.
That was nice TP.
It was.
But what are they giving up for it? Because we can see that 2 turret plates went in favor of Yuichi, and Libra is...
Tethers down, nicely weighted to make sure the Libra could not avoid it. Got to make sure he stays on the right side of the wall. He does. The all-in does nothing, and that's going to be another one over as Libra having just a mare of a game here, unfortunately, in game 3, getting back what he dished out on the last game on this Cassante. Now Rust Cole caught out a little bit. Excuse me. Rust Cole, I did nail it. Haha.
Yep.
Blind is a bat here. The tether is enough. The nightmare is real, and that kill goes over to Santa Claus. I don't know if it's Santa Claus, but Santa anyway. And Son of Achilles is going to take turret aggro. Nicely done here. The bailout, is it enough? The last rocket comes in, and it is. They're able to walk away, and now the ultimate is down on Sass.
Come on.
Oh my god, it's a free 2 for nothing. And now the Jinx is online.
That was just illegal. You can't do that. I mean, the healing from the Radiant Virtue, the shielding from the Renata, it was just too much. And no, man, I can't. You basically, when you dive and you die under the turret one time, okay, dying the second time and surviving, and even hitting your Renata ultimate just to get another kill. That's how you get Jinx back in the game.
Absolutely, and of course the bailout was clutch as it was the very last rocket before absolute tragedy. Playing on the definition of the knife's edge, Manolo luckily is immune, able to just walk away as Libra for once had the backup there. Bull, who is the trap for that piercing arrow, takes half his health bar and caught up by Sass just in time for another arrow to land. Tries to go back in, can't do it, but Blaze maybe gonna pay for his life, but he's blinded by Santa at max range, and that's gonna be 2 for nothing for blue side.
What is this game? What is this
God.
game? And to be fair, the movement here were beautiful from some players. Oh, the Jinx rocket was just missed. Yeah, it was just missed by Son of Achilles, but come on, 14 to 14 in terms of kills. We just over 15 minutes, and seeing this type of gameplay really promising for both teams. And
absolutely,
let's not forget they played 2 games already. They playing completely different.
Also, Ball absolutely caught out going to peek at the Drake. Manages to get away with the flash ward hop. Sorry to cut you off there.
It's all right. It's all right. Yep.
Just ward hop.
It looked dangerous, to be fair. And Yoichi is cutting the edges once again here at the side of the river. So yeah, basically they playing for almost 3 hours. Well, it was 2 short games, but still, they showing different styles of gameplay, and this type of teamwork is exactly what the coaches, what the managers are looking for. I'm pretty sure, and that was beautifully executed by the blue side team here on the mid lane. But just before this, it was also a beautiful movements from the red side bot lane, and yeah, Sass is playing with fire.
But he lands the stun right there. The arrow is in. Manolo here as well. Needlework down. Sabal might pay with his life. Does Dragon kick away? Just one shy, but in the meantime, Achilles caught out 1v1 under his own tower, and Blaze is there to light his corpse on fire. And all they can do is clear the mid lane. They are pings, all the pings down on this Herald, but Libra is here. Manolo is not. Manolo's still in the top lane, looking just now to move down. So they are going to have that pressure. They have full vision. Rust going for the flank now. He was on vision before, now he maybe caught out. Yuichi here, Scatter of the Weak is down, but oh my god, the damage. He is just dead. And now they've got to turn it around. Santa all in under turret. Sabal also there. The bailout, not enough. Never Skip Legs also going to go down. Double kill for Manolo. And it's a 3 for 2 on the blue side.
And Libra had to recall. They even losing the turret as well. So now the blue side can take over. They got a tiny bit of lead, which is about 3k plus, 3.5k gold. This fight was once again a bit chaotic, and the whole thing was started because the Silas was going for the flank and decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go back to mid lane and push it. Well, Yoichi turned up, and as soon as they wanted to get rid of the Syndra, it was not happening because, well, you know what, we call them the Avengers. They arrived and they managed to get revenge on the Syndra.
Yes, they absolutely did. Slight lead, as you mentioned, about 4,000, but in the context of 18 minutes, 3,500 compared to the double-digit thousands we've seen in the prior 2 matches, this one feels as close as it gets. And really, these teams are both so talented that the team fights feel as if everybody is just dead even. Sabal notably 3-3-7 on this one. Santa 4-4-7. That's important because it's a complete opposite of what we've seen in game 1, game 2. They are essentially dead even, and they both have been the playmakers in this game for their team. Sabal playing on the edge here is aware that he's being hunted. Does obviously have plenty of maneuverability as Lee Sin. Meanwhile, Blaze just putting the hurting down. Santa goes in, Tether down. Tether unsuccessful though. The fear is not there. Renata ult in, that's a lot of damage down. Skip Legs on the other side. Sabal, there is one down. Santa's already dead. Jinx is excited. That's 2. If Sabal lands this kick, Sass is going to be in a lot of trouble doing everything they can to auto, move, dead. Sabal, double kill, 3 for 1 for the red side, and we are right back in it.
I can't believe it. They did it. They just got back in the game because you can't force fights on 2 sides of the bed. That's only happens if you are T1, but you are not. And basically it backfired for the blue side team. they got punished on the mid lane, even though they managed to.
Oh, Yoichi, I don't even know what just happened, but Yoichi walked up and got deleted. That's a quick 3. Another kill.
Oh wait.
Coming in. Blaze wants more. He knows one piercing arrow is enough to potentially collect both of them. Not gonna do it. Okay. That's unfortunate. I kind of wanted to see that.
Yeah. But now the red side team leading in terms of kills, and they just made the gold graph once again that even. The only good thing for the red side team is that if you look at the shutdown on the Gwen, you collect that, and basically you are way too far ahead straight away. The good thing for the blue side team is that they have 3-item Varus, and they can rely on Blaze in this case. Very soon the Manamune will get all the stacks that it's needed. Oh, that was a missed Chains of Corruption. Absolutely. It's fine, happens. But if you compare the Varus to the Jinx, I feel like Jinx really need that reset to work in teamfights at this point of the game. And with 40% crit chance, still, big RNG. Big RNG numbers. I'm a bit scared about that. While Varus just hitting the arrows.
Immediately, the Dragon Kick comes in, but to no avail. It does nothing. And meanwhile, Sabal gives his life for free. Santa in the back fighting a fight all by himself. He is now 1v2. He's going to go down, but at what cost? There's already 2 dead. Libra goes all in on Yoichi. Gets him over the wall. The flash back. Sass dead. Yoichi dead. Blaze in all the trouble, taking all the damage. He goes down. Manolo's the last one up. This is the most fed member of the team. Can he 1v2? Libra all in. Rust Cole still up. And Manolo's just going to back off and push this wave. He does have red buff, so he is going to regenerate here very quickly. I would expect both teams to continue to look for this fight just based on what's happened so far. Everfrost down. Does it slow Rust Cole. That was important. Manolo able to dance away. And the Seamstress just lives. Oh, the Mega Death Rocket, the Mega Death Rocket, the Mega Death Rocket. Gwen is immune. God, that champ is broken.
I hate to see it. Gwen is immune once again. And the story just never ends here. To be fair, once again a chaotic team fight. And finally the dragon stacking was stopped by the red side team. But still, the previous... I
gotta call something out here, Makaria, before I've got to interrupt the 97th time. We have 2 kills per minute right now.
Yep. And that's what we were waiting for. I mean, I said to you before, we want to see a 40-minute game with 100 kills, roughly. The teams are working on it.
Track.
Yeah, the teams are working on it, and I really like to see that. And also, I really like to see that none of the teams are faltering just yet.
Oh, no, there were 3 there, though, and he just gets absolutely deleted. Takes one with him. Sass is dead. TP coming in. Both teams are here. Arrow hits one. Gwen is here. Gwen is immune. Gwen is dancing. Needlework down. Never skipped legs. Gets his legs cut out from under him. Sabal's got to run. It is Lee Sin, so he's got plenty of tricks up his sleeve. Able to walk away. That's a quick 2-1 for blue side. They get the top tower at the same time, and now they're going to turn onto the big purple worm.
As soon as they get the 2 kills, they send Herald to do its job, taking down turrets on the top side, and now Baron is on the menu.
Manolo just absolutely crushes Son of Achilles, though. He's got to back out. Libra went all in, all by his lonesome. Does manage to pull Manolo out and almost gets him. Is it enough? Sabal is still up. Good go for some antics here. So
they are way too low.
Low health bars. Rust full health here. They've got to be careful. Manolo, oh, Blaze went down to the Baron. Rust Cole, they've still got to play this careful. Yes, they still have an ADC. They still have plenty of damage on both sides, but that is enough to back off. Blue side is going to go for the reset. Do we see some shenanigans here from red side? They still have a jungle.
They can't do much. They can't do much at this point. However, the way this Baron forcing looked was a bit over the top by blue side. I mean, they got more kills. They managed to turn out from the Baron pit, and then they still went in after having multiple members on less than 20% health. And obviously it backfired to Blaze. And, well, unlucky for the Varus to fall by the hands or legs of Baron. I don't know how the Baron killed him. Yeah. But
need an anatomy breakdown.
Yeah, eventually.
Monolo's got to be careful. He knows now, just now, seeing on vision, at least 3 members on the top. Of course, they are looking to secure vision for Baron of their own. Manolo carefully not pushing with the wave to try and locate some of the members. They are now essentially off vision. You know, where essentially 2 of them are. Corrupting changes down. Wow, Blaze almost one-taps the support. Libra going all in on Santa. Now everybody's blind, but Santa's doing his best to run away. Blaze staying to do damage, but Blaze in a lot of trouble now. Flashes over the wall. Reinforcements on the way. Manolo still pushing this top, using that distraction. He's going to continue to put pressure. Yuichi never answered as well, so it is a 3v5 in the mid lane.
Ooh.
Top and bottom towers under threat. Manolo's got to get out of there now, though. He is the target. Rust Cole is here. The rest of his team a long ways away. Gwen is immune, able to dance away from the chains for the first time. We'll see if Blaze got to be careful. He's got to stop walking in here alone. Yes, he's got a little bit of backup. Sass there as well. The corrupting arrow is enough. That is so much damage. Manolo's here as well. That's going to be the ultimate. Son of Achilles gets the credit. The Renata getting another kill as we saw in the early game. The TP is here. Manolo's got to be careful. He doesn't. I don't know if he's aware that he's fighting into a 1v3, able to dance over the edge. Blaze again caught out.
What's going on?
Not quite dead. Sabal can't get it done. They do manage to clean it up, though. The scatter of the weak is not enough, and now Manolo's all alone. Gwen is immune, but is it enough? Trying to dance away as the seamstress threads the needle. That dragon kick did land. Sabal does not have the damage all by himself. The handshake is in. The munchers are, the chompers are down. This is just feels like a matter of time, doing everything it can. Sabal does finally go in. The damage, Gwen immune again. Hex Tech, Rocket Belt out to the side. Libra's here. Everybody's blind. Not enough. 1,000 gold shut down, and Santa finds a little old Jinx on the backside to help even it out.
And this fight is going on for like 1.5 minutes at least. Well, another arrow flying, but I don't think that would have been a killer arrow if it hits the Lee Sin. I don't know.
Oh my god, guys, let me take
Once again, we are back.
So much damage. Woo! Oh my god.
The players are really pushing it, and they pushing you as well, Jenks. You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah. Apparently my lung capacity is a little better than I thought.
For sure. And we can hear it. But you know, the great thing is, you still needed more. I mean, you need to show more, because the players will show us more, since the blue side team will just get their soul point. That means we'll see more fights very soon.
I honestly thought we were about to see another fight right there. I was like,
me too.
Every possible second, as we see all the pings down, they are absolutely prepared for another 5v5, excuse me.
Yeah, you know, the last couple of minutes, I was preparing to get into details like, oh, I can see some very crucial summoner spells available and stuff like that. But the funny thing is, oh,
Blaze gets deleted, and they do pass it over to the Jinx. And immediately the call is Baron time.
Yep, and the answer is, Manolo, go for the side lane push. We will try to slow them down.
But I don't want to see them commit to this, though.
No, they can't.
Oh! Exactly what they can do. Yoichi caught out again. You've got to run now. They've got Baron. The best you can do is be annoying. Manolo, though, already past inhib, so now they want to actually stop the backs. Manolo is strong enough. Oh my god, shredding these towers. It doesn't matter if he goes down at this point. He is immune. Needlework down. There is 3. And does he have enough? Sabal manages to close him out. Another 600 gold shutdown. The recalls coming through, so they gave 4 kills over to red side. But now they are open. The base is cracked. Is there enough time? Manolo's still 35 seconds out.
Well, that's pretty long.
Photo finish.
Yeah, that's pretty long. 30 seconds. They can go for an inhibitor for sure. And with the Baron buff, obviously they can start pushing maybe the side lanes as well, because outer turrets are still there. Ooh, flash for flash.
Ooh. That was close, and of course,
Jinx is excited. Jinx is excited.
Oh, and Sabal eats it. Sabal eats
Okay.
2 in a row. Sabal eats all the balls, and Sabal is dead. They've got to back off now. They cannot afford to get caught out any more than they have. Yoichi, stop going forward, brother. You have been getting slaughtered this game. They will still collapse on you. Rust Cole out to the side, going to take the Hex gates out. Manolo here. Gwen is immune. No one else is. The bailout, not enough this time. Yoichi is able to live, and Manolo cleans up. That's a quick 3 deaths for Red Side, and we've got a base race as Manolo goes right back in the back door. There are no towers up. Blaze, it really doesn't even matter if he does die. He does have turret aggro at the moment, drops the Corrupting Change. He does manage to get 1 Q off, and that is a powerful one. Manolo all alone up here. Now his team is here. Libra goes all in, trying to buy them time. Pops the stone plate, and that is enough. Santa now has to get out, and we see it flip right back. Libra going right back in, hits 2 with the empowered Q. Yoichi going to pay. Santa going to pay. Blaze going to pay. Ace for the red team. Can they finish it right here and now?
Well, their push is looking pretty good, and they have about 25 seconds. Let's not count the Ashe at this stage of the game. But what was this once again? I mean, the blue side just took control for a moment, but that moment lasted only for about 10 seconds, and they lost their support, they lost their AD carry, and they lost their whole team after that, and probably this will be the end. This will be the last siege.
Nicely played by Sass right there. Just does eventually eat a skill shot, and it costs him his life. Manolo is back up. Manolo's still very strong. That's going to be it. There's no more turrets, no more towers, no more Nexus. The third game goes to Red Side.
Red side took the third game, and I have to say there is only one player who went 3-0 today, and that is none other than Seaball.
Absolutely,
I don't know.
Against the run of play right there. That was an insane ending, Makaria.
Not just the ending, the whole game was superb from both sides, and that's what League of Legends is about. Pure entertainment. Obviously, the players will not learn too much about the game after this, because this was just pure fun and pushing it to the limit or even beyond that limit. They were limit testing, and they did test it quite well. I mean, look at those death numbers, look at those kill numbers, look at the goal. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. The Gwen and Varus almost managed to carry. I don't think Yoichi will remember this game as one of the best intro games of all time, but for sure it's a lesson to learn, that you can't let Silas get into this kind of team comp, because every single ultimate was used at least one time quite well by that Silas. At least one time.
Yoichi had a rough one, but I think it was more a symptom of the comp, right? Because we talked about it in during the draft. That the fact of the matter is, they were immobile, right? And going up against Silas, going up against Cassante, going up against Elysian, who's hunting for you. You only get one scatter of the week. So even if you hit all 5, if they focus on you, which they did repeatedly, there's no shot. You don't have a choice. Maybe Crown of Shattered Queen could have been
Still not enough. Still not enough. I mean,
no, absolutely not. We'll buy you another 1 second.
Yeah, they did have a good burst. They did have the Jinx stats set up for long team fights as well. So overall, credits to Red Side team here, and what a day! What a day! We had 2 pretty strong, we'll call them stomps, and then we had this last game back and forth, and eventually
kill banger. We were over 70 kills.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
So, on that note, that does conclude our action for today. But most importantly, it does not conclude our action for this weekend. We will be back tomorrow with all the we don't know the faces yet, but all the action you'd expect with another of the one more scouting grounds tomorrow, 7 p.m. right here, twitch.tv/one more esports at 7 p.m. Central European time. That's really probably only relevant to me because I'm the only one that has to do math to get there. But we'll be back with more action, more impact. I have been Jinxing the Janks. This has been Makaria. And thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you back again tomorrow. GG, Summoners.